What is given to you is never the thing itself, but the way it discloses itself within your awareness. But you do not grasp reality directly, you encounter it as it unfolds through your lived experience. Each perception is a doorway that opens only as far as your attention allows. The world is not something you step into, but something that arises with your presence. But what you see is always shaped by what you are ready to notice. You cannot separate the act of awareness from what is made present within it. Every moment appears as both revelation and concealment at once. The more closely you attend, the more you realize how much escapes your attention. You are not outside the horizon of experience. You are situated within its shifting boundaries. What appears to you is always conditioned by how you approach it. The act of perception carries with it an unspoken structure that guides what is seen. You do not simply encounter objects. You encounter meanings already forming. Each experience is richer than the words you use to describe it. What feels immediate is already layered with unseen influences. The world does not stand still long enough to be captured as a final truth. Every perception is a partial glimpse into something that exceeds it. You are always already involved in the meaning of what you perceive. The visible depends on what remains unseen to sustain its presence. To notice is to bring forth what was previously hidden in plain sight. The more you examine experience, the less it appears fixed or certain. What is familiar fades into the background until you turn your attention toward it. Each moment carries an openness that cannot be fully contained. You cannot hold on to experience without losing its movement. The act of awareness is what allows anything to appear at all. What you perceive is always intertwined with how you perceive it. The horizon of what can be seen always stretches beyond what is seen. You do not stand apart from experience. You move within its unfolding. Each perception leaves something out, and that absence shapes what remains. The more you become aware of perception, the more it reveals its own limits. What appears stable is often supported by unnoticed continuity. You cannot arrive at a final understanding of something that is always revealing itself anew. Each act of attention is also an act of selection. The world shows itself differently depending on how you meet it. You are both the witness and the condition of what is witnessed. What is given is always more than what is grasped. The structure of experience is silent, yet it shapes everything you know. You do not see everything that is there, only what enters your field of awareness. Each moment is incomplete, yet meaningful within its incompleteness. What you overlook is not empty. It is simply outside your current focus. The more you question what appears, the more depth it reveals. You cannot remove yourself from experience to understand it fully. Each perception is an invitation to look again. What feels certain often rests on unnoticed assumptions. And the world is not finished. It is always in the act of appearing. You do not encounter meaning as a fixed object, but as a movement. Every moment contains layers that unfold only through attention. The more you slow down, the more experience expands. And what is present is always shaped by what is absent. You are never separate from the way the world appears to you. Understanding grows not by capturing experience, but by remaining open to it. And here are more phenomenology-style quotes, even more abstract and introspective, almost like philosophical poetry. What appears is never isolated. It carries with it a silent field of meaning that makes its appearance possible. You do not encounter the world as a finished form, but as something continually forming within your awareness. Each moment is not simply given, but constituted through the way you attend to it. The act of seeing is never pure. It is always shaped by what you bring into it. What you call presence is a fragile balance between what is revealed and what remains hidden. Then you cannot step beyond experience to understand it, only deepen your immersion within it. Every perception is both an opening and a limitation. The world is not something you possess knowledge of, but something you participate in. What appears to be immediate is already structured by time, memory, and expectation. You are never encountering things as they are in themselves, but as they become meaningful to you. Each experience carries a depth that withdraws as you attempt to grasp it fully. The visible is sustained by an invisible framework of awareness, and you cannot fully separate the observer from the observed, for each shapes the other. What is given always exceeds what is understood. The more you attend to something, the more it transforms within your perception. You do not simply receive the world, you co-create its appearance through attention. Every moment reveals itself differently depending on how you are present within it. What seems fixed dissolves under closer examination. You cannot hold meaning still. It shifts as your awareness moves. The world is always more than what you currently perceive of it. Each perception is bounded, yet open towards something beyond itself. What is unnoticed is not insignificant. It sustains what is noticed. You are not outside your perspective. You are always shaped by it. The act of awareness is what brings anything into presence. What appears clear often rests on layers of unnoticed interpretation. You cannot reach the end of understanding, only deepen its process. Each experience is a fragment pointing toward a larger whole that remains unseen. The more you examine perception, the less solid it becomes. What is present carries echoes of what is absent. You do not see the world. You see the world as experienced. Every act of perception is an interpretation before it becomes a judgment. The horizon of experience is never fully reachable, only continuously extended. What you perceive is always shaped by your orientation toward it. The depth of a moment increases as you remain with it. You cannot extract yourself from experience to observe it objectively. But I know each moment is layered with meanings that unfold gradually. What is given is never complete. It invites further exploration. You do not move toward meaning. Meaning emerges as you engage. The world reveals itself in degrees, not in absolutes. What feels certain is often only stabilized by repetition. Each act of noticing alters the field of what is noticed. You are both within experience and the condition that allows it to appear. What is hidden is not absent, but awaiting attention. And the structure of experience remains invisible until questioned. You cannot possess understanding. You can only participate in it. Each perception is shaped by what has come before and what is anticipated. What appears simple conceals complexity within your awareness. The more you attend, the more you realize how much escapes attention. You cannot reach a final truth in something that is always unfolding. Experience is not something you observe. It is something you live through completely. What appears is never complete. It arrives with a silence that holds more than it reveals. You do not encounter the world all at once. but in fragments that your awareness gathers into meaning. Each moment is not given fully, but offered in layers that unfold as you remain with it. The act of perceiving is not a glance, but a dwelling within what shows itself. What you take as immediate is already shaped by what you carry within you. You cannot step outside the way things appear to you. You can only deepen how you receive them. Then every perception is touched by what is no longer present and what is yet to come. The world does not present itself as a fixed object, but as a quiet becoming. What is seen is always accompanied by what withdraws from view. You are never separate from the appearing of things. You are within their unfolding. Each act of attention brings something forward while letting something else fall away. What feels stable is often held together by unnoticed continuity. You do not simply see. You remain within what is seen. The more you stay with a moment, the more it reveals what was hidden in its simplicity. What appears carries a depth that cannot be exhausted. You cannot grasp experience without altering it. But each perception is an opening that never fully closes. And what is given is always more than what is taken. You are shaped by what you notice and by what you do not. The world is not silent. It speaks in the way it becomes present to you. That what you overlook is not empty. It forms the ground of what you see. Each moment holds a quiet excess beyond your understanding. No, you do not encounter things as isolated. They come with a surrounding field of meaning. The act of awareness is what allows anything to stand out at all. What is present is always interwoven with what is absent. You cannot arrive at the end of something that is always revealing itself. Each experience is both limited and open at the same time. What appears is shaped by how you are oriented toward it. The more you attend, the more the familiar begins to unfold. You do not stand before the world. You are carried within its appearing. Each perception leaves something unsaid. What feels complete is often only momentarily sufficient. You cannot hold a moment still without losing its movement. Each act of seeing is also an act of not seeing. What is given withdraws even as it appears. You are always already within the meaning of what you perceive. Each moment offers more than you are able to receive at once. What is hidden is not far away. It is simply beyond your current attention. The more you observe, the less fixed things become. You cannot fully step back from what you are part of. Each perception is a trace of something that exceeds it. What appears clearly still carries what is unclear within it. You do not possess experience. You move within it. Each moment is shaped by how it is lived, not just by what is present. What is given is never without context, and context is never fully seen. You cannot reduce experience to what is immediately visible. Each act of awareness deepens the field in which things appear. What you see is always part of a larger unfolding you cannot fully grasp. You are both within the moment and part of what allows it to be. Understanding is not reaching an end, but remaining open to what continues to appear. And